Okay, what if I told you that you could build a business that makes $5,000 a month right from your laptop with basically zero prior experience? I know, it sounds like a bit of a stretch, but today we are breaking down a business model that does exactly that. We're going to look at how you can use AI to build a bridge for people who are just trying to land their dream job.
So here's the game plan. We'll start by uncovering this massive kind of hidden problem in the job market. Then we'll get into the new rules for getting hired. After that, we're diving straight into the AI-powered business model, a quick start guide to get you launched, and finally, how to scale it way past that $5,000 a month mark. All right, let's jump right in.
Let's kick things off with the problem. And it's a huge one that millions of people face every single day. You know the drill, right? You spend hours, maybe even days, getting your resume just perfect. You write that cover letter, you send out dozens of applications, and then nothing, just crickets. It really feels like your resume just vanished into a black hole. But why does that happen?
Yeah, why? It's a frustration that so many of us know way too well. But here's the secret, and it's a big one. The problem usually isn't the candidate. It's this invisible wall they don't even know they're crashing into.
Meet the Applicant Tracking System, or ATS for short. Think of it like a robot gatekeeper for jobs. Before any human recruiter even lays eyes on your resume, this software scans it, scores it, and basically decides if you're even worth a look. So if your resume isn't written for the machine, you're out before a real person even knows you applied. Crazy, right?
And you know what? This changes everything. The old way of just making your resume look pretty for a human, that's dead. We're in a whole new era now where you have to play by the machine's rules. So, what exactly is in this new rule book?
Just look at this breakdown. On the left, the old way, it was all about impressing a person. But on the right, the new way, it's about beating an algorithm. The focus has totally shifted from nice presentation to pure data and keyword alignment. This is the big aha moment. Writing a resume today is more of a data problem than it is a writing problem. So what is this machine actually hunting for? Well, it's not scanning for your personality, that's for sure. It's looking for data matches. It wants to see the exact keywords from the job description. It wants to see real measurable achievements, with numbers like increase sales by 15%. And it needs clean, simple formatting that it can actually read. Most people have no idea, and that creates this massive knowledge gap.
And that knowledge gap? Well, that is exactly where your opportunity is. You can be the person who translates a human's incredible experience into the language that a machine can finally understand. You can literally build the bridge that takes good, qualified people out of the rejection pile and puts them straight onto the interview list.
So what makes this such a killer opportunity? Well, it's this perfect storm of three powerful things. First, it's super urgent. I mean, when you need a job, you need it now. Second, the value is incredibly high. Think about it. What's a couple $100 if landing a new job means you make an extra $10,000 or $20,000 a year? And finally, the barrier to entry is super low. You don't need to be a recruiter, you just need to get how the system works.
And we're not talking about just a little pocket change here. The target is $5,000 a month. That's a real, achievable number that can genuinely change your life. So, how do we actually make that happen?
Now, let's talk about the engine that makes this all run. The key here isn't to be just another freelancer trading your time for money. No, the key is to create a productized service. That just means you build a standardized, repeatable process using AI to deliver amazing results efficiently and at scale.
How you talk about this service is absolutely crucial. See, weak positioning focuses on the tasks, stuff like resume editing. But strong positioning, it focuses on the outcome. You're not selling a rewritten resume. You're selling the ability to get past that robot gatekeeper and land way more interviews. You've got to remember this. People don't buy the process, they buy the result. A tiered pricing strategy like this is your secret weapon for growth. That low-cost starter option, it gets people in the door, lets them see what you can do. The mid-tier, that's going to be your bread and butter. And those high-margin premium tiers, that's where you really maximize your profit. This whole structure lets you help everyone from the person on a tight budget to the one who wants the whole white glove package.
Okay, so let's just do the math real quick. To hit that $5,000 goal, you only need about 25 elite clients a month. That's it. That's basically just one client a day on weekdays. I mean, when you break it down like that, that big number suddenly seems totally doable, doesn't it? All right, you see the opportunity, you see the math. Now for the best part, the quick start guide. This is the simple, step-by-step plan to get this entire business up and running in a matter of days, not weeks.
The actual work is a super simple 4-step workflow.
First, you analyze the client's resume against the job they want. Second, you use AI with a really smart prompt to generate a powerful first draft. Third, and this part is key, you add the human touch. You refine the tone and make sure their achievements really pop. And finally, you deliver. It's a system you can just rinse and repeat.
And that whole AI component, it's not some complicated coding thing. It's really as simple as giving a clear, structured prompt, just like the one you see here. You're basically telling the AI exactly what you need, and it does all the heavy lifting, cranking out content that's perfectly structured for those ATS bots.
So where do the customers come from? Well, you don't need a big ad budget. You just go where the job seekers are already hanging out. For example, you could make short 30-second videos on TikTok showing the top 3 resume mistakes that get you instantly rejected. Or you could hop into job seeker communities on Reddit, offer genuinely helpful advice, and then, only then, mention your service. The key is to always provide value first.
You know, hitting $5,000 a month is awesome, but it's really just the beginning. The real magic happens when you start turning this service into a well-oiled system. So let's look at how you can scale this thing even further.
This is what the first 6 months could realistically look like. Month 1 is all about getting launched and landing your first few clients just to prove the whole concept works. By month 3, you've refined your process, and you could easily be hitting that $2,000 to $5,000 mark. After that, it's all about adding automation and scaling up your marketing to really push for $10,000 a month and beyond.
So what's the most important takeaway from all of this? It's just one word: execution. The biggest mistake people make is they wait for the perfect plan or the perfect website. The real winning strategy is to just launch a simple version, get your first paying customer, and then improve and grow based on real-world feedback.
The whole hiring game has fundamentally changed, but most people are still out there using the old, outdated playbook. And that gap, well, it creates an incredible opportunity for someone who understands the new rules. The only question left is, are you ready to be the one to build that bridge?